Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Thanks guys. Thank you very much for spending a couple of minutes with us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. All I ask is if you like what we're doing, if you find value on a day-to-day basis, all I ask is take a second out, click a like, and support the channel. So another day, another new high, right? That's basically where we are. That's basically been the MO of the market since the April lows, and there's really nothing else to talk about. That's basically what's happening. And day to day, you get a group that goes crazy, and then they rest, and there's another group that goes crazy, and then they rest. First, it was the quantum stocks went a little nuts. Some of them recovered today, some of them rested today. But again, it's the theme. It's the rotation theme: money in, money out, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. We have the Jewish holiday today. And by the way, for all the folks celebrating Rosh Hashanah, I believe it's Rosh Hashanah. If not, I am such a bad Jew. As you can tell, I lost my Jew card a long time ago. Anyway, when I got married at a Roman Catholic church in the year 2000. Anyway, not here nor there. If you are celebrating, Happy New Year. Hope everything is great and good and wonderful in your life. So what's going on today? What's the big stories of the day? NVIDIA's been busy, okay? Last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember anymore, they literally put life back into Intel. One day wonder, you say? Yeah, probably, right? But they invested $2.5 billion worth of stock in Intel. I think it was around the 23.5 area. And if that wasn't enough, a really, really big headline came out this afternoon that Nvidia is investing up to $100 billion into OPENAI. As you can imagine, all the AI stocks started going up as well today. SOUN, BBAI, anything to do with the word AI, they started exploding. And Nvidia, as you can see from the morning lows that did absolutely nothing, that was resting with a lot of the mega cap space, went absolutely nuts. What's important is not the news that just came out. The importance is what happens next. And if you see where Nvidia stopped, and you look at the weekly chart of where Nvidia stopped, you will see, right? This is the weekly chart that goes all the way back to June. If you notice where it stopped at the June highs, it stopped at the August highs, and it stopped at its earnings highs, literally at the same price. I'll even tell you what the price is, right? It's been rejected at 184.50s 4 times, not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times. That is the area. There is no room for interpretation. There is absolutely no room for discussion. If it's this company, if it's that company, the stock needs to get back above 84.5, build above that level, and the stock can flourish. Buyers were very, very busy. Really like this headline today. Buyers were very busy today, came in for the 185 weeklies, the 190 weeklies. But where they were really getting aggressive was next week's, right? Next week's 195 and $200 calls. This is pretty much cut and dry. If Nvidia can get above and stay above 84.5, you see this upper Bollinger Band on the weekly channel. This upper Bollinger Band is 197. That's where they're betting, the 195s and the 200s. Definitely a name you want to keep an eye on, right? It's kind of one of these self-explanatory type of things you don't have to spend a lot of time analyzing. Tesla, right? Piper Jaffray, still at Piper Jaffray, they merged with somebody else. Anyway, Piper upgraded them to a $500 price target. Stock went pretty aggressive. We traded a number of times today. But the bounces, right? The bounces, if you look at the 60-minute view, the bounces started getting really, really heavy. And then out of nowhere, they pulled the stock like $14 off its highs. But again, they're okay with it, right? They're okay with it today. The big buyers that came in on Tesla were the 450 and 460 weeklies came in right at the word go. Next month's 500, 510s were going off pretty aggressively. One guy came in for like $2.5 million worth of the stock, so that's pretty aggressive. The only thing I don't like, and again, I don't want to say don't like, that is at least giving me a pause for tomorrow. You see this inverted hammer, right? Nobody ever wants to see an inverted hammer on a close because that's kind of like a sell signal. And I don't want to use the word sell signal. Let's just use the word pause signal because, again, gun to my head, I still think the stock sees north of 450, 475 in the next several weeks. Let's call it a pause signal because if you look at every single time what happened the following day, just off this chart right here, you can see what happened in the following day. So here was an inverted hammer. The stock went lower. Here was an inverted hammer. The stock went lower. Here was an inverted hammer. The stock went lower, right? Here is an inverted hammer. Stock went lower. Here's an inverted hammer. It gapped up down lower and then spiked back up. So you can see a lot of history of what happens when there's an inverted hammer. Here is an inverted hammer on 827. The stock went lower, right? Here was an inverted hammer, right? Guess what? Stock didn't go lower. It doesn't work every single time. That's kind of my point. But the majority of data that does suggest when you do see it, when you do see an inverted hammer, just be aware, right? Just be aware. I still would rather buy dips on this thing into a daily support, especially into the 5-day moving average. So it wouldn't be actually the worst thing in the world. Again, the stock really needs to rest. I looked at last week as potentially resting, and it did not. Stock did very, very well this morning. Congratulations for all you guys who took that 430 remount, went up $14 literally in about 20 minutes. Really, really good move there. But just be aware that there is an inverted hammer on the table. It's not a brick wall. It doesn't mean the stock is going to go back to 300. It just means there's a potential. There is a potential based on data and Japanese candlesticks that it could back test at some point tomorrow, maybe in the morning, and who knows, maybe in the afternoon, it wakes back up. But again, Tesla is Tesla and continues to be pretty good. NBIS broke out today out of a 2-week range. Buyers were coming in pretty aggressively today for the weekly 110s. Again, the only reason it stopped today, it stopped right at the upper Bollinger Band. Keep an eye on this thing tomorrow if they can get above that as well. And some interesting bets for DJT, the Donald J. Trump organization. As you can see here, it got rejected today off this, I forgot what this is, 50 EMA, and it got rejected off the 50 SMA. Keep an eye on this thing. If they could reclaim back this 50 SMA in the next couple of days, we saw some pretty interesting $18, $50, $19 calls coming in. Again, it's not the greatest chart in the world. It's just something to be aware of. Microsoft today rested with along with a lot of names. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with Amazon. Amazon has its days that it's strong, but boy, oh boy, Amazon has its days that it really, really gets hit. Guys, I want to keep an eye on Amazon below last week's lows, just in case they pull. And again, I don't know if they will, but again, like I always say on every video, I always want to be prepared. Let's watch Amazon below last week's lows, just in case. I like this NNE. NNE had this massive move yesterday. As you can see, stopped right at the linear regression line. Keep an eye on this thing for tomorrow. If we could reclaim back Friday's highs, this thing might open up. So definitely keep an eye on that as well. Let me give you guys some other names that I like for tomorrow. We talked about potential Nvidia. We talked about Microsoft. Microsoft actually rested today. Watch Soon. Soon broke out. Soon is one of these AI plays. It broke out above the 813 highs. We saw some pretty good call buying coming in for the last couple of days. Path, I believe, is also some sort of AI stock, right? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But again, big breakout today out of the range, closed above this linear regression line. Keep an eye on this thing for a potential day 2 run on that. And Oracle, right? The one that basically started the whole TikTok control of TikTok story. Big move today, basically swallowed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days worth of selling. Keep an eye on this thing. If it starts building above today's channel, there's a potential it could go back to the 345 60s earnings high. So that's it, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. If you're interested in pivots, guys, click a link below. All it takes is 30 days. Again, you don't need to be right every single day. You don't need to trade every single day. You don't need to be perfect every day. The only thing you have to do is consistently stay in business. Guys, God bless. Hope everybody's doing well. I'll catch you all in the field tomorrow.